Hello, everybody. Ooh, sunlight hitting. What? Who's that? Me. That's me. What? Second out. Let me stop. I'm feeling myself. I just put Aiden down. It's been an endless amount of time since I've been trying to put him down because I actually fed him and I burped him and I put him down for a nap, but he didn't want to go down, so like it felt impossible. But he's finally down, so I was like, let me get this video done right quick, because if I don't do it right now, I don't know when I'll be able to. Like, I don't know when I'll have time to do it. So I was like, let me just like get this in. So let's get right into this video. So if you can tell from the title of the video, obviously you can tell Q&A. So like, I have posted a picture of my son and I on Instagram, and a lot of you guys were surprised, like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even know you were pregnant. That is because I didn't post anything about my pregnancy on social media, Snapchat or Instagram, none of that. I only started posting him after he was born, so there's that. So, and I got a lot of questions, and the questions were mostly redundant. Like, y'all kept asking the same questions, and I was like, it doesn't make any sense for me to have to respond to every question individually. Like, that's a lot. So I decided to make a video and answer everybody's question at once. So let's get into it. The first question that I got, that I have down here, I wrote it in my book. So like, if you see me looking down, that's why I'm looking down. It's because like I wrote it in my book. So the first question that I have down here is he really yours? He's mine. He's my son. I had him November 4th, 2018. I birthed him. He came out of me. He came out of my feminine parts. He's my son. He's my child. What's his name? His name is Aiden Kamsi Waro. Cute ass name. Am I married? No, I'm not married. No ring on my ring finger. I don't have a significant other. If you do know me though, like, you know that I usually wear my ring. I usually wear this ring on my ring finger on this hand. It's not because I'm married. It's not because I'm trying to, it just is the finger that I think the ring looks nice on, if that makes any sense. I'm not married. I just wear a ring on my ring finger. But for the purpose of this video, I took it off so y'all won't be like, you said you're not married, but you have a ring on your ring finger, yada, yada, yada. I'm not married. I'm a single mom, but I'm not a single parent. Which leads me to my other question, is the father involved? Yes, Aiden's dad is involved in his life. Yeah, Aiden's dad is involved in his life. Was it tough making the decision to keep him? It wasn't tough making the decision to keep him, but it was complicated because of the fact that, well, from the second I found out that I was pregnant, then I told my older sister, and she was like, she doesn't believe me because I'm always making jokes and whatever. So I went to get an ultrasound, and I heard his heartbeat, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, oh my God, like there's someone inside of me with a heartbeat. Like, I'm growing a person. And at that point, the option of an abortion was just off the table. That shit was just swept off the second I heard his heartbeat. So it wasn't tough making the decision, but it was complicated sticking to my decision because a lot of people had opinions about my pregnancy. A lot of people were like, oh my gosh, you're too young, you're not financially stable, you're not ready to have a kid, which was true, which kind of is still true, but like I have a kid now, so it's whatever. So it, like, everything that people were saying was true, but I was just not having it. There was no way that I was listening to anybody who told me to get an abortion. The plan was to keep the baby, and I was sticking to it. And so that's that. So it wasn't tough making the decision, but it was tough sticking to my decision, if that makes sense. I was trying to not get swayed by other people's opinions. I don't ever want to have to look back and say, what would have happened if I was a little bit stronger, or I was a little bit braver, or I cared a little less about what people thought about me or had to say about me or people's opinions in my life. Like, I don't know. Like, I would just rather, like, just do my thing. I believe that you can grow from anything, you know, like there's no situation is permanent. So there's nothing that says that because there's nowhere that it's written that because I had a kid at a young age and I'm not married, that means my life is over or I can't accomplish the things that I've always wanted to accomplish in life. If anything, having a child at this age has really like pushed me. I haven't once since Aiden's been born stopped thinking about my future and like me wanting to have a better life so he can have a better life and have a mom that he's proud of. So that's that. The next question is, how was the pregnancy journey? Jeez kebab. The pregnancy journey was, I had a pretty easy pregnancy actually. I didn't really have morning sickness just in my first trimester, and it wasn't like throwing up morning sickness. It was like I would get nauseous when I smelled something that my stomach didn't agree with. And then I threw up a bit towards the end, but like it wasn't that bad. Like some women have morning sickness all through their pregnancy and their feet would swell and their nose would swell. I didn't have all of that. I actually lost weight during my pregnancy. So like I had a pretty easy pregnancy. I didn't have no cravings, none of that stuff. I just breezed through my pregnancy, but I had a very hard pregnancy at the same time, because while the pregnancy itself was easy, the situations that surrounded my pregnancy was just like, it's just stuff that no pregnant woman should have to deal with. Moving on. How does delivery feel? Oh my gosh. The worst pain so far of my life, happening every 3 minutes. So basically I was in labor for about 7 hours, and mind you, I had planned before to have a natural birth. I was like, oh shit, by this, like I'm a big girl, I'm a strong girl. After all the things I've like, all the pain that I've been through, like this is cat food, like I can just breeze through it, you know. When this pain hit, I was like, no, like I need that epidural right now. So the lady came back in and she was like, do you want an epidural? And I was like, hells yeah. So she gave me the epidural in my back. It took a while for it to kick in, but after it kicked in, I was completely numb. Like I didn't feel anything from waist down. It was pretty easy once that epidural hit. Once I got that epidural in my back, I was like, okay, like it was just easy. It was just easy going at that point. So that's that. How was I able to keep him? I'm guessing this means like being Nigerian, knowing that we don't play that shit, being young and unmarried and pregnant. If you're Nigerian, you could probably imagine how that went. Like my mom, she was obviously disappointed in me. You know, like she's done a lot for me, raising me on her own, and it's just like it's a lot to want better for your child and then have her going down a tough part. You don't want no mother wants that for their child, you know. Like she wanted the best for me, and like she's done a lot for me, and here I go having a baby at 20. So she was obviously disappointed, and it was really hard for her. It was really hard for all of us, actually. You can obviously imagine her reaction. She was like, I'm not even finna go into that right now, but like you can imagine her reaction. It was really hard. It was a lot of back and forth for a lot of months of my pregnancy, but now that Aiden's here, she absolutely adores him. Like everybody in my family, they all love him. I feel like a baby just makes things different. Like it might have been hard while I was pregnant, but seeing him and knowing that this is your family, this is your flesh and blood, like, what are you really going to do? Like, reject him? I mean, some people have the heart to do that. Don't get me wrong. I definitely thought that was going to be me, but it's not. Like, everybody came around once Aiden was here, and we all love him, and we're all happy that he's here, even though he could have been here on better circumstances. But, you know, sometimes in life, you know, things just don't play out as you want them to. You just still have to deal with it. Like, I made a conscious decision to keep him. I know that my life would never be the same again, and I still decided to keep him. So it wasn't easy, but I made my decision and I stuck to it, and he's here now. So that's that, and we all absolutely love him and adore him. I just want to say that again. And yeah, that's that. Next question. Why keep it away from social media? There was already so much going on in my pregnancy. From the second that I found out I was pregnant, I feel like I didn't even have time to put anything on social media. And I also wanted to keep it away from social media because like I just didn't want any extra negative energy in my pregnancy. I knew yeah, like since I posted the picture, like there's been a lot of support and there's been a lot of kind words, but we all know that people are still talking shit behind my back. Like they might not be saying it to my face or on my page, but they're still talking shit, and I just wanted to keep that shit talking to a minimum for as long as I could. That's why excuse me, that's why I decided to keep it away from social media. I was like, I don't want nobody in my business. I just want to like have a peaceful pregnancy. I didn't want to have to answer nobody's questions while I was pregnant, whatever, and all that good stuff. So that's why I kept it away from social media, is because I didn't want any negative energy, and I didn't want any extra stress on top of the stress that I was already going through while I was pregnant. And plus, I was really busy during my pregnancy. Like all I did was work and come home, work and come home, work and come home. So like I didn't really have time, if that makes sense. Like I was always at work. I would do doubles all the time. So I would end up being at work from like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then come home and have to do it again the next day. Of course that like reduced as I got closer to term, but that was for most of my pregnancy. I was doing a lot of doubles and I was working a lot, so I didn't have time to post anything, if that makes sense. I wasn't really thinking about social media while I was pregnant. There was so much else for me to be worried about, that for me to be worried about what people have to say about my pregnancy on Instagram or Snapchat or all that stuff. So that's why I kept it away from social media. And my last question is, how is motherhood going? I love it. It's great. This isn't even sarcasm. Like, I'm being 100% dead ass. Like, obviously, motherhood could have waited a couple of years longer. Like, but like I said before, sometimes in life you make plans and God laughs, you know. Things don't always go as planned. You just have to go with the flow. I'm all about accountability, and knowing that we're all human beings. You know, we make mistakes. That's a given. That's guaranteed. But what matters is how you deal with the consequences of your mistake, because we all know that every mistake comes with a consequence. Like, so I did this thing that resulted in a baby, and now I had the choice to either run away from the consequence or just face it head on. I don't believe that I made a mistake keeping my son. I do know that being a young single mom, everything is gonna be so much harder now. Like, I'm working for two, I'm thinking for two, I'm making decisions for two. So it's a lot. You know, it's my 20s. I'm supposed to be having fun, partying, traveling, all that good stuff. But I have to put that on the back burner and focus on myself and focus on my son, which I actually think it's a good thing, because being a mom has made me, like, it's given me a drive to do better for myself, to do better with myself for my son, if that makes sense. So it's pushed me to want to be a better person, so that I can make better decisions and give my son a good future. And that's what being a mom means to me, is putting him before me and knowing that for a very long time, I'm all he has, you know. Well, not all he has because he has his dad, but like for a long time, I'm it. It's me. He's going to be looking up to me as a parent, so fixing my actions so he has a positive role model in his life. That's what being a mom means to me. And my situation is far from perfect. Like, it could have been better, but this is the situation that I'm faced with, and I'm dealing with it. You know, I'm not running away from it. I'm growing from it, and I'm learning from it. I don't think that being a mom at a young age and not married defines me. I think that as human beings, we're able to recreate ourselves from any situation whatsoever. And that's what I plan to do with this. I'm not gonna like waste away because I had a baby at 20. I'm not gonna relax and say, okay, my life is over now. And so like, motherhood is going great. I absolutely love it. I do think it could have come at a better time, yes, but like it didn't. It came now, so we're dealing with it, and like that's what that is. And that's that. That's pretty much all the questions that I got. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to like leave it in the comment section below, or like you can DM me on Instagram, or if you have a number you can text me, or my Snapchat, you can snap me. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be posting more videos. I had tried to do this whole YouTube thing like 2 years ago when I was in high school, but obviously it didn't work out. It's just real easy to slack off. Like, you don't have any video ideas and you're just like, okay, it's whatever with YouTube. But if you guys have any, like, if there's any videos that you guys want me to post for you, or anything you want me to talk about, just definitely just let me know. And I'll make another video, because right now I'm not doing anything. I'm pretty much home all the time. So, very sorry for that, but mom brain. And that's that. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that I've been able to answer most, if not all, of your questions. And I just also wanted to say thank you for all the love and support. Even though there's some shit talking behind my back, that's cool. Because I have, like, there's just so much positive energy going around me and my son right now, and I'm very appreciative of that. My friends and family and everybody who's wished me well. I just want to say thank you to you guys, and I will see you in another video if I make one, which I probably will end up making because I've had so much fun making this video, honestly. So just, yeah. See you in another video. Goodbye.